What's going on, people? It's your boy Sal in the building. Checking in for episode number 206. 206 is the number of the episode. My apologies for the late start to the evening. But I'm in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get my screens up here. Alright, let me get my screens up here. And I want to shout out to everybody in the chat room right now. Everybody who's watching in the future. Let me put my gum out. With that being said, as I said, this is episode number 206 for August 29th, 2017. And as we go into the worst, well known to be the worst trading month of the year, been proven several years in a row now, we're going to continue to look for gains wherever we can get them. Go figure that the worst stock on the exchange yesterday is the best stock on the exchange today, as everybody jumped on UNXL for the dip. Insane buying. We're going to look at that chart in just a bit. Kenny Nichols, Woman Palm, Jack Green, Mikhail Cummings, Donzel Essex, Bill Betts, what's up, man? Ben Croner, Brandon Jimerson. Shout out to people in the chat room and whoever's going to join us in a bit. Let's go ahead and get the show started with. And as we spoke, man, you know, it's always amazing when that happens. And I knew there was going to be a time we were going to talk about UNXL as an opportunity to buy the dip, but I didn't think it would run so soon after the, you know, the collapse. You know, not by the least the very next day. The very next day, and that's exactly what happened today in UNXL, where the stock followed beautifully, as I posted on Twitter. Bad Scientist 4 and 8 exponential moving average, which I've been using on 5-minute charts. I know some people use it on one. One is too crazy for me. If I feel like I see way too many signs on a 1-minute chart, so I stick with the 5-minute. You can even use the 10-minute sometimes too, especially on the more expensive stuff. 10 minutes not too bad. Yeah, 10-minute even, yeah, it's not too bad. But I prefer the 5 just because you're able to see the pullback better on the 5 from the initial morning move. And it held those moving averages so beautifully. It held those moving averages so beautifully on the 4 and 8 exponential moving average. All right. Now, pre-market, it was hot. I mean, I saw it pre-market. Everybody was talking about it and whatnot. And as it started building, and it just shot up, man. It just shot up. And then, of course, people started selling, you know. But the bars were, you know, consolidating, getting smaller, and then just continue to take off. And then we broke off from the morning high and continued to go higher. And you just jumped in and went for the ride. Easiest $500 that I've made maybe in the last 2.5 weeks by far in UNXL. And it was so dirt cheap, you can really load up. You don't really get that opportunity to really load up like that. Because as I said on yesterday's show, I'm terrified with these dirt cheap plays, because when they go down, I mean, you can lose a lot of money. You can lose a lot of money. Caught me a little bit off guard. I'm not going to lie. I sold up, you know, into the panic. Probably should have held on, but I guess I wouldn't have made that much. But I did sell into the panic. I posted a picture basically with the chart where I was at when I sold, and I did sell into the panic. I didn't know what was going on, so I was like, oh, shit. So I jumped and got the fuck up out of there. But it was a solid play, man. Solid play. And still looking at the broader side of the market, following what the exchanges are doing right now. I mean, I don't know what this market wants to do at this point. It continues to fight every single morning these bottoms. Every single morning the market is picking itself up off the ground as we try to fight for that 141. But I don't know if it's just people living in denial. I don't know if it's banks trying to, keep the momentum going. I don't know what it is, but here's my chart. As long as we're sticking between my funnel, I guess I'm good until either we break out of that or something else happens here. But, we're continuing to fight to stay above my 141 because I honestly believe if we drop past 141, I don't think we're going to come back up. Not for some time. Check out the article on marketwatch.com. A great article about how September is a very horrible month for the market. It's been consistently awful, going back as far as 1901. From 1901 until today, September typically is a strong underperforming month for the overall market. All right. Said SBY was crazy. Shout out to everybody in the job. Mr. JRH, Africa Emporium, Ryan Gets It, Mr. Maniac, Jack Green. I see some new people in there. Somebody was saying the SPY before we get into some of the penny plays. Let me turn off my moving averages. Yeah, SPY picked up. Yeah, I mean, look, it's dragging itself. It's fighting. It's fighting. I mean, look, these longs aren't going to give up their gains, very easily. Every time the market opens down, they're going to look at that, especially if, you're up huge, as a dip buying opportunity because you've been enjoying these months and months of gains. You see basically every down day or every time the stock, the ETF goes red as an opportunity for you to get in on a dip. And I think that's exactly what's happening here. So we need them to either run out of buying support or, some large institutions to start taking profits. That's what we need. Or a macroeconomic event to cause the selling. Desert Ed says you were going to short gold, but you fell asleep. Yeah, gold pulled back today. Strong pullback today on gold. We'll see what happens with that. All right. But we broke out of it yesterday. It had promising, action moving in today, but, quickly looking to get back to my 123 line. But that breakout was real for yesterday's move. All right. Africa Emporium, you think you're going to eat off of UNXL again tomorrow? I'm out of it now. I'm out completely out of UNXL now. It very well could run again tomorrow. I mean, based on the daily chart, it still looks ripe for, another day of gains. Are you going to get another 136% day? I'm not sure on that. Not sure on that, but I know after hours, you're up after hours, right? If I'm not correct, you should be up after hours in it as people come home and start to set their buy orders. I see, yeah, after hours, you're already, the ask is already at 17 cents after hours already. So you're going to have a big buyers in the morning on UNXL. So if you didn't get the opportunity to sell towards the end of the day, you're definitely going to be able to get out in the morning with some nice gains. What's going on, Andres? RNN. Let's look at RNN. Nice move on that today. 27% gain on RNN. All right, and this is a stock too. Got really beat up in August. Yeah, the sellers are gone, and now a nice run to where that is now. You see the volume finally showed up. So many times have we seen a stock go oversold and, you know, creeping its way higher, but we don't have the volume to support a real push out of it. And sure enough, you know, it got it today. Everybody showed up to play RNN today. I didn't see any news, so obviously this had to be just, you know, everybody can look at the chart and see, you know, where the catalyst is on here, and it was clearly an oversold chart where the buyers had the opportunity to take control, and they clearly did today on that move. Yeah. What's the best broker for OTC plays? I mean, TD Ameritrade. You can't really go wrong. TD Ameritrade. Charles Schwab is great. E-Trade is great. I mean, any of the brokers that are, as long as they're going to give you, one, access to the OTCs, two, unlimited shares for a flat rate. That's all you really need to care about. A flat rate and unlimited shares. See, you can't seem to put the trigger. Start in light, man. If you're going to go on crypto, start in light. You know, cryptocurrency, I understand nobody wants to bet the ranch, but start in light. I mean, I've heard of guys, you know, putting in 400, 500 bucks, hell, 200 bucks on Bitcoin, and they're seeing returns. You know, they're seeing returns, even though they can't afford, you know, an entire one Bitcoin, but they're getting a percentage of it. They're seeing returns on their percentage. So, you know, it's not something where you got to, like, you know, put in what you would put in on a stock, but just get your feet wet and see what happens over 30 days. You know. Closet loaders, you're saying you're just getting a loading screen? Okay, you got that figured out. What's up, Ryan Gets It? Yeah, just go in light on Bitcoin. You don't have to bet the ranch. Go in light. You know, if people think this is going to continue to go higher, then shit, I should be able to make money whether I put in $200 or $2,000. You know, or $20,000. I know you got some guys in there heavy on Bitcoin, betting the ranch, putting their damn, you know, taking a mortgage out on their house to put it in Bitcoin. I swear on anything, if I can go back to 2010 and be that guy who was willing to buy a pizza for somebody in England for 100,000 Bitcoin, I'd do that in a heartbeat right now. I'd jump right back in the past and buy 1 million Bitcoin for 5,000 bucks right now. That's basically what they were doing way back when, but they couldn't find buyers. 2009, 2010. Nobody wanted this shit. You know, the most somebody could get, as I just said, was a pizza. You can Google the story. Somebody was willing to give a pizza for 100,000 Bitcoin. That's like the first transaction stateside. Crazy ass shit. All right, so let's keep looking at these plays here. Again, nice move on RNN. Looks like our BAA passed our line, man. BAA was a stock we looked at here last Wednesday. Right there. What was the 23rd? Yep, last Wednesday, the 23rd. And we marked that 46-cent line, and sure enough, it's made it there. Nice move over the last 7 days now in BAA. Solid return. Missed opportunity there. I thought the float was a little bit too big, but I guess other people love the stock and love the catalyst. Bulls came in, took control. Again, playing the oversold situation. The sellers were gone, and they took advantage of the chart. And here you can see all the volume coming in to play the bounce back higher. Second day of gains in that. And that's why I think Africa Emporium's call on UNXL, I have no doubt it probably will follow through, and you'll have another day. Again, this was a bigger day than yesterday on BAA, but solid move higher. My line is where I would have taken profits, and sure enough, you passed it today. would have got in at 28 cents a share, sold today at 46 cents a share, which would have been my out. And nice run. Again, I didn't take advantage of the opportunity there. A lot of plays. There's always another day. Always another day. You don't have to jump on every single one of them, but that was a solid play. That worked out perfectly. That worked out perfectly. BAA, gold mining play. Gold mining play. Yeah, we talked about that last Wednesday. Nice move on that. Soup Q. I see somebody already talking about Soup Q. I had a feeling I wasn't going to avoid talking about Soup Q, but we had Ken call up about it yesterday. I told him I wasn't a fan of it. You know, I just don't like these Qs, guys. I just don't like these Qs. But I know somebody in here probably put some money in it. Somebody in here probably put some money in it. I know you won't admit it. I know you won't admit it. You know. But, you know, it is what it is, man. Shout out to everybody who got in on the first run. You made your money if you got in on day one. Other than that, you're caught holding the bag, especially those people who got caught up there at 5 cents. Good God. Let's see today's action. So, okay, looking at today's action. I mean, there was an opportunity here to make some money. I mean, here's this is today's action starting from here. There was an opportunity to make some money here. Obviously, you know, you had to put your moving averages on here just so you can make sure you kind of stayed with the trade. And when to sell. So looking at the last 2 days, I see the opportunity to make some money, but you know, that's bearing in mind, again, you got in right? You got in on the right, at the right time. You know, you have some guys who try to play the bounce and get killed here. But this is definitely looks like losing steam here. Found some support here at that, 0294. You're basically hanging by a thread now. So tomorrow looks like it's going to be a very, very important day for that Q ticker. But again, not my thing. But look, as you can see here on the daily chart, you know, it's been a moneymaker for people who are willing to take the risk on that first day move. You know, if you took the first day move and were a little patient, you know, you made some good returns there on a cheap stock. Look, it started off below a penny. You know, you started off below a penny and you hit 5 cents a share. So the stock went up over 500% over the last week and a half. So let's not deny that there was some money made here. It's just that, you know, unfortunately, the more gullible people get in on days like today when everybody's taking profits. 646. Ken, what's up, bro?
What's up? How's it going? That SOUPQ, I got too greedy. I got out break even basically today.
Okay.
So I'm happy I got out at 4.5. And you know, I remember your words to me last night.
Yeah.
Be careful.
I had a feeling they were going to keep you holding the bag. But I mean, what went wrong with the court situation? Because obviously that played a bigger role here.
What wrong with it? Look, I'm not sure. I thought there was something in regards to that they're only getting $1 million for the Superman name. It's going to be a different company that the hedge fund's going to use. Maybe that was the reason. That's what I read.
Yeah.
So, but you know, you had a chance. It came down quick from 5.9 down to 3.7, 3.8, and it bounced up to 4.8. So you had time to get out. Thank God. And this was around 1 o'clock when it started collapsing.
Right.
But anyway, got to move on. Have you talked about MMEX? I don't know why I didn't bring that one up.
Yeah, it's so funny. That was next on the screen. I did see somebody in the chat room talk about. Let's take a look at that. MMEX supposedly have some kind of issues or what? I mean, what's going on with that?
All right. So if you look online, one of the links on iHub, there's a permit that was issued in Texas for their oil They're oil drilling. I can just text you the link later.
Okay.
So now everyone's excited. There's going to be financing, blah, blah, blah. And they closed at 0.0184. It has room to run. I mean, remember in April it went all the way up to 5, 6.
Yeah. This is the one that's made some moves way back when. I remember
And
MMEX, and eventually getting shitted on people up there. Left a lot of sour taste in a lot of people's mouths. But here we go, having MMEX start running again.
Yeah, there's quite a few shares outstanding on this thing, though, like 1.5 billion, I believe.
Yeah, the float is ridiculous. I'm not even going to lie. The float is pretty ridiculous. But, I mean, obviously somebody's holding on to their shares because it's moving here.
Right, exactly. And one more thing. The third one, AMFE tonight, AMFIL. We're at 14 now. We're at the 50-day moving average. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sure that it's probably no rush to buy in. It has to hold it. There's no need to jump.
Yeah, it's got to hold it. I mean, what's your entry possibly?
I don't know. I was thinking around the 14-cent level.
14?
But
okay.
I don't. But I want to see some volume. I want to see let it open down, reverse, and do 5 to 10 million shares in a day. Then I feel a lot more confident getting into the stock.
Yeah.
Because the CEO is tweeting out a million things again this evening, trying to hold up the stock, and there are groups, shorts, and whatever BS. But he's claiming there's a lot going on in the next 2 months regarding the financials, the audited financials, the revenues, blah blah blah. But they can talk all he wants until it turns. I think there's still risk.
Yeah, I still think you got way too much downside risk right now where the stock is. It's just way too many sellers in here. It's pretty aggressive in the selling, and I just wouldn't touch it.
Okay, that's it. Enjoy.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you, Ken.
Right.
Yes, indeed. That's Ken from New York. Appreciate the call as always. Africa Important is bringing up FCCN, French Connection Group, or I got it confused. Hold on, FCCN. Okay, hold on. I'm OTCs. Is it OTCs? SpectroCap Corp, IT services company. All right, very unusual volume. Yeah, very unusual volume, 2.4 million shares. So it looks like that's probably being pumped. Obviously had a solid day because, just based on the chart, there were no sellers here. So all buyers fully in control. But now you got people with shares, and they're going to be looking to sell to somebody who wants shares. So be careful on that tomorrow on FCCN. I saw somebody earlier bring up Linu. Linu had a really great day today. We talked about Linu the other what was that, almost 2 days ago now? No, yesterday I think we talked about Linu. Yesterday. Quite a bounce. I'm seeing here this split. Did it split today? Did Linu split today? Saying that it split. Again, not a stock that I follow recently. It's one I used to follow, but haven't followed this stock in a while. Okay, somebody's saying it did split and it ran. Let's look at the 5-minute. And they are absolutely right. Looks like the stock did split, ran out the gate today. Nice move before selling off pretty aggressively. Ooh, that would have been a nice short too. Ugh. Beautiful, beautiful opportunity there to sell off on that. But, again, it is a reverse split. That's blood in the water by itself. So we'll see what happens with Linu tomorrow. Could continue to sell off, even though he had that move this morning. Not sure why the reverse split would bring in buyers that aggressively. Linu, again, I don't know what the bottom line looks like for the company, but obviously being that they had the reverse split, they can't be money positive. So for it to run on the reverse, I'm kind of taken aback by that, but we'll see what happens with that tomorrow. Yeah, Dries is still selling off, right? Let me see. Let's take a look at Dries real quick. Dries. Oh shit, Dries had a green day today. I don't even follow Dries anymore. I mean, how many times have people been in this chat room burned by Dries? Why? What's the point of even putting your money into that? Dries looking for some support there on those what was that, 315, 320s. It's finding some support there, ironically, and it's holding on to him. All right, but look, at the end of the day, Dries is going to drop. Just have patience with it. If you're lucky enough to have been able and blessed enough to being able to get some shares, this is one of those things where I don't care if it goes against you 20 cents. You hold on to it because eventually you're going to be in the money, sitting on a nice bag as it sells off. Look, it was at one time a stock where you can get $2-3 of gains in a day, but those days are long gone. And Dries now just basically is a trap. It's a long trap for people who really don't know what they're doing. Yeah, split after split after split. It's ridiculous on Dries. MNKD. Let's take a look at Mankind. Mankind is another one of those stocks. Go back. It's got a lot of spikeability. It's done some things in the past too. We've talked about here on the show. I just hate it when a stock runs and then sells off. And this is kind of one of those stocks that just has the habit of doing that. It's had, it looks like, a very good August. You got, let me see here. You got a doji for today's action. And over the course of August, I mean, you've had a really nice move, gained almost 50 cents a share for the month of August. So it's been a solid swing for somebody. You're hot now. So today's, looks like a little bit of a tussle between buyers and sellers. I'd probably say this could be coming down here shortly. Shout out to whoever gave me the insurance ETF, KEI. Or KIE, right? What is it? KIE, the insurance, KIE, the insurance ETF, continuing to sell off as we continue to see the situation in Houston not getting any better. Looks like it's actually getting worse now. It's moving into Louisiana. The storm is actually re-strengthening itself, using those low-lying lands down in Louisiana to get stronger again. So maybe Al Gore was right, man. We need to start taking this shit seriously. We've allowed the super capitalists of the 1920s and 30s to destroy our environment, and now we're all paying for it. So it is what it is. But the insurance companies are taking a beating with what's going on down there. What's going on, Stock Z? Warrior Trading Ross Cameron hit Linu for $3,200 today. That's what's up. Very, very possible. Very, very possible. If you got the capital, make it happen. We talk about trading at scale. Investing, trading, it basically works for people who have the most money. If you got a lot of money, you're going to make a lot of money. IEBS. Yeah, if you got a lot of money, you really can't lose because you can absorb losses better, and the opportunities to make money better are more frequent when you have a lot of money because you can take advantage of them. IEBS, Independence Bank shares, up 110%. OTC looks like it's a real bank, ain't it? Looks like it's a South Carolina-based bank. It's a real bank. I haven't seen a bank stock this cheap in a while. There's a stock that I bought way back in like 2012 when I first started. It's a bank up in Seattle called like Sound Key or some crap like this, where it had like a 10-cent stock or something like that way back when, and went to like 50 cents. It blew my mind. But yeah, this is a real company. Only 5,000 shares traded here though, so no volume really to speak of. But watch out, somebody could be loading up to pump this. Somebody could be loading up to pump this because the way it moved today, it looks like it's pretty thin. SLNO. Celino Therapeutics. SLNO. NASDAQ play. Thought it was OTC's NASDAQ play. Putting up 1 million shares traded today. Primary trend is very bearish, as you can see here. But the spike has got to be on something besides an oversold chart, right? Because obviously that weekly chart has got to be beat up. Yeah, that weekly chart was real beat up. And as you can see, last 2 weeks, buyers coming back in here. Not overly aggressively, but just enough to get the stock bumped up from 40 to now 63 cents. So over 20 cents of gains per share in the last 2 weeks. So as you see here, the first 2 weeks of August were pretty ugly for the stock, but last 2 weeks, so far so good in SLNO. You're still in the middle, of the RSI on the weekly. Daily, you're getting hot now. You're getting hot here on the daily, as most of the gains have come over the last 7 days. Now it's now you're looking at getting to some tops here, going back to July. Could break out of that if maybe some news gets dropped or something. So let me know what's going on there. I do see here they are labeled as a medical equipment and supplies company. So if something's going on there, let me know. Cancer stocks are still hot due to GILD taking over Kite. Fast money tonight. Yeah, I know Biotech. Okay, yeah, Biotech does have a tendency to do that. When somebody gets bought out, a company with very either similar prospects or working on a similar drug will also start running, just because people feel like they missed out on the big opportunity. So let me go and get something just like it. So you'll see them kind of have those pity runs in the other plays. Someone in the chat room basically saying, I guess SLNO is a part of that. And that could be a very justified reason for the move, being that, again, the primary trend is very bearish. I mean, this stock has not been doing very well over the last 2 years, to be exact. I mean, going back to 2015, stock has been very bearish. So if anything, this could possibly be a great short for somebody who's willing to put up the 250 rule, and go in pretty big and heavy. Just look at that. NLST. Relative 9696. You love your NLST. I know you brought it up yesterday. Very well could be setting up here. We just looked at a chart where, the volume was pretty light, and all of a sudden everybody loved the technical and where it was, and the volume showed up. So obviously the volume hasn't necessarily been showing up on NLST, but take a small position and see what happens. Take a small position and see what happens. Honestly, I as I said on yesterday's show, I think you missed the move, the meat of the move, which was where the RSI was at 1413. I think that's probably where you really wanted to get in. But if you just want to get in so bad, take a position and see what happens. Maybe you can get, to 80. Not filling up the whole thing. Maybe you can get another 9 cents a share out of this. You're still very well oversold. You're still very well oversold. You might have to hold it a little bit, though. All right. But these have been consistent. These oversold catalyst plays have been very consistent winners. We've been watching them here over the last week. They've been consistent winners, finding stocks that people love to buy that are oversold. I'm talking sub 10 on the RSI. They've been huge winners. Huge winners. JUNO. Juno Therapeutics. Look at that, man. That went Pluto today. All right, definitely not a stock I would play. Options don't look to be liquid as well. Juno, JUNO. Open up the day today at $17 a share. No, actually open up at, $36.50 a share. Open up at $36.50. And now at $43.81. So solid multiple day gainer here. You're actually up almost $20 since the 21st. So again, let me know what's going on there. I mean, you've had an incredible week and a half in that stock. Yeah, straight all huge breakouts, man. Huge breakouts over the last several days in biotech, man. This is an insane breakout. Look at that. You just had to have seen it, on the 25th, because you didn't even get a real chance to play the breakout on Juno. Nice move. You're super hot now. I mean, you're at 85, but who cares? It could very well keep going. Might have a small sell-off tomorrow and then another green day. Good short if you got the capital. Setting up there. Again, I would look at the books and see if that move is justified, or is it running on something else, which looks like it could be just running on that kite acquisition. What's going on, Winston Sawyer? Let's see here. What else you guys want to look at? BTCS. Whereas Alan? Ain't been hearing from her in a while. I'm not sure who Alan is. Stock Z, who you talking about? BTCS, yeah, BTCS. As we can, Ken talked about this yesterday. He called up and we talked about BTCS yesterday, and the stock's been selling off, and you haven't had, a second day of green. If you look at the chart, you just haven't been able to get that, confirmation that the bulls want to stick around, and that the selling is indeed over. So still looking for it. Are you going to get it tomorrow? You had a solid day today, almost 31%, but again, that's no, consolation to the people who are stuck up there at 60 cents a share. Stock is now trading at 16 cents. So lost well over 70% of its value, man. Appreciate it, Winston. Yeah, I've been back for a while now. We've been here almost 2 weeks. DHY. Oh, that's looks like I put up the German. I don't see another DHY. It looks like you sent me the Credit Suisse High Yield Bond Fund. All right, I'll do some, but not my kind of play. Gregory Hall, yeah, definitely an Amex. This is definitely a UX exchange, but not my kind of play. Definitely been doing well. I mean, but again, not my kind of play. I mean, it took 2 years to go 50 cents, so not really my kind of thing. As we spread the chart out, 2 years to go 50 cents, not really my kind of play. SEC cracking down on Bitcoin tickers. Yeah, they need to, especially on the OTC side. It's kind of getting a little crazy. But we saw that a lot with marijuana, during the huge marijuana run in 2014. And then also, as we had it here on the show towards the election, we had a lot of companies come out all of a sudden saying they're entering the marijuana space. You guys remember that. Made money on Nike. Somebody said they made money on Nike. Yeah, Nike shitting on itself. What's going on with Nike? Damn, Nike oversold. Okay. Yeah, Nike, not a stock that I follow. Like I said, I've always believed Nike is exploitation. But 408, you're on the air. What's up? Hello?
Please, let me talk.
Get out of here, you damn nigger!
All right. But yeah, I've always thought Nike was exploitation of the poor youth and exploitation of Chinese people. You know, because they still got them little sweatshops out there. Don't get it twisted just because the media don't really cover it like they used to. You remember back in the day, they were all up in Nike's factories way back in the way with the hidden cameras and shit. Y'all remember that? That was a big deal when I was in school with the hidden camera. They still do that shit over there, man. They, in fact, been starting to move down to like Haiti and stuff like that. Haiti has become a big place now where a lot of these companies are making clothes and shit for dirt cheap. So, you know, Nike's selling off here because I can't stand the, you know, although I wear some of the clothes, I can't stand the Jordan brand at all. You know, there've been quite a few. Somebody that did a paper, like I think over 300 people have been killed over Jordans since 1991. I might have that number wrong. You might have to Google that, but I know it's over 100 people. Let me see. Stock got shorted Nike. Yeah, it was a solid play. Solid play from 58. Nice short. Huge gap down over the last week and a half. And still moving south, but got... You know, I can't remember the name of that candlestick. I won't call it a doji, but definitely oversold now on Nike. I mean, the stock lost almost 8% since August the 17th. So I don't have no doubt you'll see a bounce back possibly to 55. I don't know what the calls are on that. Let me see if Nike even has liquid options. Not a thing I play often. Let me see here. Does Nike even have NAKE? All right, so they do have options. What does the September 22nd look like? All right, September 22nd. Yeah, and I saw somebody going in with 250 of the 5350 calls, which is probably what I would do, that 5350 call for September 22nd. Oh, man, that spread is wide as fuck, though. Shit. It's like a 20-cent spread on that. Let me see September 8th. September 8th. Man, but it's illiquid, man. These, goddamn. Very illiquid. I'm surprised some of these companies that are pretty popular have very illiquid options. Dirt cheap, though. I like how cheap they are, but just very illiquid. You would think a company like Nike would at least would have liquid options, but I guess not. It's kind of sad almost. What's going on, Coralie? NNA. Novias Maritime. Another one of those stocks that go along with dries and ship. Again, here's another stock. You know, bearish primary trend. This ain't going nowhere anytime soon. I'm not a believer. Not a believer. Don't like shipping at all. Not a big fan of the shipping stocks. Unless you're looking to short them. Unless you're looking to short them. They always pretty much make really great shorts. You know, if you get a situation where the market kind of gets them overextended and they get overexcited on them. Was the gap Nike on earnings? I don't know. You can ask Stock out. I don't know on that. Okay, yeah. African Emporium said yes. He said yes. Okay. Yeah. What's going on, Jeff? All right, so let's see what else was hot today on the markets here. Pull up my equity feed. And again, you get equity feed, 2 weeks free, no credit card required. Before they give me my sponsorship, you know what I was doing? Hopefully they don't hear this, but I just set up a new email address and used the 2 weeks free until I got my money enough and good enough to be able to stay on top of the like 120 a month that it typically goes for. Cause I don't like paying for nothing, man. I just hate paying for shit. Let me see here. MARA, Marathon Patent Group. Marathon Patent Group, Waste Management, Disposal, Recycling. Where are they based out of? You know, we've been looking for a play like this, you know, Waste Management, Disposal, and Recycling Company. We've been looking for a play like this. MARA, let's look it up. Hold on here. Let me see where, get some info on it. Where are they based out of? Okay, they're headquartered in California. Wrong place. We're looking for somebody based out in Texas. We need a play like this in Texas. Something besides $80 waste management or whatever it is. Going for now. That's what I need. I need a play like this in Texas. You know, because we talked about it a little bit yesterday. Once they start handing out that FEMA money, shit, man. All those little small businesses, those guys with 2 or 3 tractors and shit, turn into overnight $500,000 on that FEMA money. Oh, yeah. You know, that guy who's got that small business and donates a couple $100 to some guy on the city council. Now that city and that county is filled up the ass with that FEMA money, and they just handing it out like crazy. And who gets first dibs? The well-connected. The well-connected and small publicly traded businesses. You know, that got the end. APGI. Let's look at APGI, American Power Group Corp. 66%. Oh. All right. I mean, I like the fact that it's oversold here, but again, it's an OTC stock. It's not going to play the same way. It's not going to play the same way. But, yes, very oversold. Only 50,000 shares traded, so very illiquid. But, you know, there are a lot of OTCs that have a chart like this. So it's not going to play the same way as it would if it traded on the NASDAQ or a New York Stock Exchange. So, yes, oversold, though. Yes, oversold. But it's not going to play the same way. Somebody's saying Robert term, and you said Bitcoin 10,000 soon. I can see Bitcoin 10,000 as long as they're going to be buyers and people still believe in the technology. You know, I believe in the technology long term. I don't believe in necessarily Bitcoin itself. I think Bitcoin is the beginning of something real, but I don't think Bitcoin is the be all end all of you know, the preferred cryptocurrency. Let's look at some of the others. SPGL. Many of you guys have told me yourself that there are other cryptocurrencies that have better technology out there. You know, Bitcoin just so happened to be one of the first out the gate with the best marketing plan behind him, honestly. Cyban Gold, New York Stock Exchange. Just another gold play that's been beat up. Looks like this one follows the price of gold really carefully here. Just can put up, let me see if I want to compare. Let's put up GLD on here and compare it. Probably follows it really closely. Yeah, pretty close. Pretty close. Get a line chart. All right, so pretty close. Pretty close. All right. Pretty close to it. Get rid of that. But yeah, it's a nice play that it follows gold pretty nicely. So obviously, you know, when you have a stock that does that, that means it probably has some substantial, you know, assets behind it. And sure enough, looking at the market cap here, $3 billion market cap at $6 a share. So you got definitely a ton of shares out there, but more importantly, a lot of people who believe in this company. Look at that, man. Last year, the stock was $20 stock. All right, $20 stock last year. Look at the timing on that short, if you got that right. SBGL, somebody saying going long at 666, 667. All right. I mean, you're kind of hot now. I mean, you know, if you're looking to go, you know, let's look to the weekly chart. You know, you're looking at the weekly chart, I could see, you know, possibility sticking around in there. Because I think, you know, possibly you're going to have a red day based on the daily chart here someday this week. But when you look at the weekly, you know, you got very much a reason to stick around and see what could come out of this. All right. You're at 670 now. And just to get to the top of the drop, that's 873. You know, get me out at 715. Even from at 715 from here, that would be a solid return. You don't have to work your way all the way up. You know, but even if you, how far are you from? Okay, so you broke out of that. 730. Okay, yeah, I was close to my original call. I said 715, 730. Yeah, I would look for that 730, man. Look for that 730. You know, that support could become a resistance level. So be aware of that. Be aware of that. But I like those levels. I'm going to leave that on here and watch and see what it does. Yeah, it's definitely a solid trade on a weekly chart. It looks solid on a weekly chart. On daily, I mean, if as long as you're not holding it for like till the end of the week, you think you might be doing yourself a disservice. I would go longer on this one. I would definitely go longer on that one. So look at the daily chart. Nice levels here for you to play on. Again, that 730 is where I would probably look to take profits because you might get some resistance up there and be coming right back to the 620s. We'll see. Time will tell. Yeah, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Appreciate that, stock guy. Let's look at somebody's talking about PLG. Platinum Group Metals. Silver and gold. Looks like you guys have caught the bug, huh? You guys caught the commodity bug. I'm all ready for it. Look, I've told people, look, I'm believing that this market is coming down. As I said, that 724, July 24 looks like a top. And right now, all we got is people who are just living in denial, buying bottoms every single day. But how long can they keep propping this market up? Pull up the Qs. They're propping the market up every day, just picking it up off the floor every morning. Picking it up the floor, picking it off the floor, picking it off the floor. How long can they keep doing that? You know? So, yes, got my December 138s. I got my Novembers. I'm ready. But until then, I do have another put that I want to show you, option people, is AMD. Getting into the money now at the $12 on AMD. If you watched my option video, I was big on AMD getting to that $15. Eventually did get else for it, and everybody, that's all everybody wanted was the $15. Now finally getting in the money, hopefully going to end up deep in the money on an AMD put at 12. So right now that's what's holding me positive while the Q's find what the hell it wants to do. But AMD's been struggling, man. I haven't had anybody here on the show bring up AMD, but AMD has been it's been really, really struggling. So we broke again 12. This is the third, fourth time this month alone that we are back now, practically touching 12. So we'll see. Yeah, debt ceiling coming up next month, absolutely. And it's so funny because Donald Trump got asked at, in Texas today whether or not, hey, are you willing to shut down the government, being that, you know, we got this situation going on, and he wouldn't say yes or no. He wouldn't deny that he would be willing to not risk shutting down the government, even though these people down there are struggling like crazy. And by the way, did y'all see that video of that lady going off on CNN today? That was some crazy shit. 202, you're on the air. What's up?
What's going on, Brother Sal? Your brother African Boy.
Hey.
To the panel.
Yes, indeed. What's up, bro?
Nothing much, man. Just kind of want to throw something out there. I know you guys were talking about Bitcoin, and I know Bo Voss is back in the back chat.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big follower of the pot coins and the Ethereum, and also, you know, Chill and the rest of the other guys that play the Bitcoin plays. I've been really watching Litecoin lately.
Yes.
Litecoin has been a scare.
Yeah.
And it's affordable for guys that want to get in on the action of these, you know, these blockchain currencies that are, you know, going to challenge this fiat currency in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
And here's one where you don't necessarily have to miss the train. It was at $2, I think, in 2014, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And now it's trading at $62.
Yeah. Yeah, I retweeted something about that on Litecoin. And if we go to the Litecoin dollar chart, here's the Litecoin chart right now. And you're absolutely right. I mean, this was a stock, this was a play that, you know, actually a lot earlier than that. If we go back to, what was this? Well, this is the Litecoin dollar. So Litecoin to $1. But you could have got, you know, a couple Litecoins. For every Litecoin was $7. Now for every Litecoin is 63. I might have that backwards. Let me see, 63.
Yeah,
so for every, hold on. Well, African Port, maybe I got this backwards, but for every 63 of Litecoin, you get $1, right?
Right.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Look at that chart, man. This has been on a tear. And I mean, what do you think I mean, where could this go? Where could this go? I agree with you that the you know, benefits in terms of, you know, profit potential is definitely a lot higher on Litecoin right now.
And like I say, it's challenging Bitcoin on the technical aspects, because number one, it's faster to mine and transaction value than Bitcoin, way much faster. Right, but we know Bitcoin obviously is ruling the roost now because, you know, it has caught to its trend and it's doing its doing. But I mean, here's an opportunity once again for those who are looking to get in on these digital currencies, where you don't necessarily have to feel like you missed the boat here. I mean, this is $64 now. Just keep in mind, $64. It's up over 1,400% in a year.
Yeah.
Imagine that. If you put $1,000 in, you know, around, I guess January, we look at the chart, their sale.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there, you be up 14 grand.
Yes.
Today.
Yeah, insane, man. Absolutely insane. I mean, this is, you know, crypto has just been, you know, it's been on a tear, and I honestly kind of regret low-key, you know, having some apprehension about it, because I should have put at least something in. That's the only thing I regret, is not putting at least, you know, 500, 1,000, just to test the waters and see what it could do to that kind of money.
Likewise, I'm in that same boat now, and I know, you know, for me, just really getting, you know, at this game of intraday trading, you know, this year on a fluid level, and I'm looking at myself now like, you know, these are good block investments that, you know, beginning the year, especially coming into tax season, where, I mean, these are good investments. Just, you know, set it and forget it. You know, 500 here, 1,000 here, maybe. You know, a couple $100, who knows? You know, once again, 1,400% on $200 looks pretty good in the bank account.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, these are the plays that we're talking about, you know, and I know Ken called in about AMFE, just talking about that. You know, I've been in that stock since, 2 cents. You know, these are set it and forget it type plays in a sense, but they're moving on the momentum that, you know, these are the trending, controversial, so-called indices, you know, marijuana plays, obviously AMFE, Bitcoin, Litecoin, digital currency, LTC, Ethereum. You know, these are the so-called undesirables on top, well, in terms of the, you know, the big bankers and so forth like that, because they can't make it irregularly like they want to, you know, make money off of it. But for us retail investors, here's our tickets. These are our tickets here.
Yeah.
So it's just something to think about, guys. And in terms of you guys that think you missed out on Bitcoin, if you don't want to, buy from the fractional aspect, well, you can actually buy, complete Litecoin at $62. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do that crazy, but buy one, like you said earlier. So you can just buy one Litecoin at $62 and just hold it.
Yeah.
Just on TP. So just something to think about, guys. I want to throw that out there. And like I said, you guys know I'm also playing UNXL tomorrow, so I'm looking for that to continue. SGMO definitely picking back up again. I played that joke a long time ago. It's picking back up again. So I know you know about SGMO.
Yeah.
It pulled up, I think, $1.25 today. $1.75.
Nice move today on that one. Yeah, up 11%. Yeah.
And there's a few more other tickets I have to. I'll post them in the back chat. I won't take up too much time, but like I say, guys, keep doing your research, man. Keep studying, man. Stay true to opportunities. Don't kind of kill your spirit to trade by being over analytical and just too staunch and trying to be perfect. Understand that this market is speculative for a reason.
Yeah.
Scared money don't make money. If it's current enough to be trading and it ain't risking that, to be really shut down to get you trapped in it, and if it's moving without news, then play it. You're here for the money. You're not here for the watch stuff. You're here to make money. So just keep that in mind, guys, and I don't want to take up too much time. Keep doing what you're doing, Sal.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, man.
No problem, family.
So shout out to Africa Emporium. Thank you so much for the call, as always. Appreciate that, sir. For him to bring up Litecoin, man, I mean, that's probably one of the, better alternative plays. We missed Ethereum. That was the I would say the second best one and I'll probably say Litecoin is probably the third, but has the best profit potential short term. I mean, you could really double your money in Litecoin, whereas in Bitcoin, we very well could get to Bitcoin 10,000, but you're going to get to Litecoin $100, $120 a lot sooner than that. All right. Shout out to Kenneth. I saw you talk about that weak dollar. Yeah, the weak dollar. That's a problem. I mean, that's a problem. For quite a few businesses. Here in America. Particularly for the travel industry, where with a weak dollar, people can't really go to places like Europe or even some countries in South America and really do kind of the big things they want to do. But for foreigners, they can come in America and clean house, buy our real estate, buy businesses, doing things like that on a weak dollar. So where do you go if you're an American and you're looking to hedge, the declining value of your wealth? Where do you find a hedge? And, cryptocurrency makes a perfect sense. Cryptocurrency makes a perfect sense. If you're looking for a hedge, gold isn't giving it to you. Silver isn't giving it to you. You're definitely not going to get it on a savings bond or any government bond for that matter. So, yeah, cryptocurrency makes perfect sense right now. That's just the truth. CLNE. Clean energy fuels. All right, nice play to that. Oversold. I don't remember us talking about this one, but working its way up slowly but surely. You had an above average volume day today. Got the green bar on that, so working its way higher. Nice move on that. That'll be one to watch. I'd put that on a list to watch. Above average day on that one. That could. Let's see if we can get some bullish confirmation on day two. If we get another 10 cents on that tomorrow, that definitely is in play on CLNE. Clean energy fuels. Clean energy fuels. Saw somebody mention OPNT. Let's take a look at OPNT. We saw this yesterday. Another confirmation. Bulls are very much in control on that one. Expensive stock. It's a biotech play. We know why the bios are running. But this one has just been a monster. Just been a monster over the last 2 months. Yeah. Andrew, okay. Appreciate it, Andrew. You email me from your business. Cool, cool. I'll take a look at it later. FMSA, let's take a look at FMSA. Fairmont Central Holdings. We looked at this yesterday. Look, bearish stock, but we just haven't been able to get it to where it needs to be. This needs to go like this. We saw the chart, at the low 20s, low teens on the RSI, that would be beautiful. Right now, you got the support. Don't get, let's not get it twisted. You got what looks like, a floor that's creating support for it to bounce off of. But I love situations where I have very little downside risk. And, even though we're, still below 50 on the RSI, we're at 46 right now, still not low enough for me. But you do have solid volume in that play, though. I mean, the stock average is almost 3.9 million shares. So you got a good volume on that, though. Must admit, you got good volume on that, though. So, I mean, it could still run. People do like to buy that stock. CDXI, Cardax, Biotech play, OTC stock. OTC stock, bio. We know what the catalyst is on the big exchanges. I would short this if I could find shares. Not that much meat on the bone, but more than enough traders in there who don't really know what they're doing and are going to be holding the bag if they hold for too long. All right, CYTR. Let's take a look at it. CYTR, not seeing anything. Still not seeing anything on CYTR. This is one of those biotech plays I actually do like because, as you can see here, it's got a lot of spikeability to it. So I'm setting my alerts like crazy on this move because I want to know everything this thing is doing, but I don't see it yet. In fact, it looks like it's about to break what I thought was a very strong support level for the stock, which is 53 cents, which is where it closed at today, and looked like it's going to pop down below that, which it hasn't been. Man, you got to go back to May to go below 53 cents. So it looks like this is going down. CDXI, yeah, but that's a good stock to make some quick money on, though. SJT, we took a look at CDXI already. SJT, San Juan Basin, oil and gas play. Don't know much about it. Don't like the chart either. Where you're at on the chart here, I'm not feeling it. For the price, I'm not feeling it. 675, down 2%. Just a quick glance on it. I don't even like where it's at right now. Yeah, CDXI, not much volume, but again, if you can, find shorts, INF, Brookfield Global Listed Infrastructure Income Fund. Again, not my kind of play. Looks like it's pretty illiquid too, but just again looking at the chart, don't like where it's at. Yeah, Gregory Hall, looks like you're looking for a good oil and gas play. Is that what you're looking for? I'm curious as to why you want the industry now. Here's the thing, though. Oil and gas will go higher, sadly, if we get into a war. If we get into a war, oil and gas are one of the most important commodities of war. So, unfortunately, if we were to get into a war, and it extends outside of the borders of North Korea and, you know, get some other countries involved, yeah, that's going to send oil higher. You know, that's going to send oil higher. Hell, that's gold and a lot of other things higher as well, too. What about lumber? What's a good lumber play? I'm not sure. I don't have any good. Let's look at some of these sectors. What would lumber be in? Lumber with materials and construction? Let's look at it. All right. Let me see here. I see a couple of lumber stocks, but nothing with a lot of volume. I see a couple MAS, but again, these aren't cheap. Masco. These aren't really cheap. Masco, 36 a share. Yeah, so I see some, you know, some plays, but Louisiana Pacific Corp, Wood Products, Capital Goods. Again, you know, these are labeled as wood construction plays. And actually a nice buy and hold chart, though. I mean, this looks like something somebody can put them retirement money in. Looks like it's been a pretty consistent winner over the last 2 years at least. All right, definitely nothing to day trade though. All right, FATE. FATE up 13%. 45 cents a share gain today. FATE Biotech play. You know, so I'm guessing like what, all the bios were just like, oh, we're gonna all run today? They basically decided they were all gonna run today, huh? Shit. Every damn biotech I put up, these things are running like crazy. Look at this one, SYN, dirt cheap penny play. Very similar chart. 71 cents a share, gaining almost a dime today, up 11%. But look at where it's ran from since the beginning of August. From 48 cents to 71 cents. Solid return, man. Solid return. Almost 30 cents there. So all the biotechs have been doing really well. In fact, when you look at the top 50 stocks on the exchange today, you see a lot of bios, a couple petroleum plays. You got your golds running, AU, ironically, Anglo Gold with that 3% move. That's been a pretty beat up stock. Does a lot of gaps though. Somebody bringing up LL. What's going on with LL? Let's take a look at it. Lumber liquidators. Yeah, I forgot about them. Lumber liquidators. Looks like it's been a solid chart again over the last 2 years. Yeah, I know some of you guys who are big on the environment, you don't really like plays like this. But nice move over the last August. I mean, since over the last month, stocks up almost $10 a share. $12 a share over the last 30 days on Lumber Liquidators, home improvement products company. What's going on, Bats? Lumber Liquidators. Cleveland Cliffs, steel play. Cleveland Cliffs is one of the smaller ones. You know, it's not U.S. Steel, but I mean, they're up there. Don't get it twisted. I mean, this is they got $1 billion market cap. Not U.S. Steel, or I like to call them Bethlehem Steel. I like to call them the old name that they used to have. But U.S. Steel doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Breaking out of my 2439 level. Filling in the gap here. Filling in the gap here. So let's see if it can make it to that 30. Can it make it 30? And by the way, U.S. Steel, last time I checked, I haven't bought options in U.S. Steel in a long time. But U.S. Steel, one of those stocks that I know does have options that are pretty liquid. Let me see here. Yeah, that are pretty liquid. You might want to take a look at it when you get a chance. All right, but U.S. Steel moving in the right direction. Moving in the right direction. But again, if we get that debt ceiling coming up here next month, that's going to really hurt a company like this. That's really going to hurt a company like this. So you got to be careful playing this. And yes, the options are still quite liquid. I'm looking at the Octobers now. And that October in the money $25 for 2. Ask is 238. Bid is 230. I like that. You know, just over $200 for an in the money, you know, $25 call. But again, with the debt ceiling coming up, I don't know. You might be taking a little bit of a risk there. Let's take a look at INO. Take a look at INO. INO Pharmaceuticals. Another biotech play. This one not running as aggressively as the other ones, though. Not running as aggressively as the other ones. We saw a dirt cheap one as I just typed up. That, what was that, CYN or SYN? That was pretty dirt cheap. Looking for some other interesting plays you guys might be interested in. All right. This is a small company. Don't have as much, but nah, never mind. Just want to see what the chart looks like. Let's look at that TNDM. Tandem Diabetes Care. Man. Not looking so good. Not looking so good. Robert Turnham, you said U.S. Steel was Trade Ideas Trade of the Week? I'm not a fan of hemp right now. Let's see what AZFL looks like, though. Not a fan of hemp right now, but let's look at AZFL. All right, so last 2 days haven't been so good on that. Haven't been so good on that. I thought yesterday was just another day of taking profits, but you didn't have people come in to support the lower bids. In fact, they waited for them to continue to pile on, and you had another day today of red. AZFL wasn't feeling it. Had it lower now 2 days in a row. Let's take a look at uranium mining, energy fuels. Up 8%. Man, that's an ugly looking chart. I don't like it. Not my thing, though. I don't like where it's at on the chart. Not enough upside. Too much downside risk on where it's at on the chart right now. Let's just look at the weekly because it looks like the primary trend is bearish. So let's look at the weekly. Yeah, even the weekly doesn't give me too much to be confident about. You know, if I was over here, sure. Very little downside risk. You can be patient with it. But even where we are here on the weekly, I don't know. You know, could very well continue to go higher. I mean, but, you know, we could start selling off too. But I mean, do your research on what's going on with uranium, especially in regards to Canada. You know, see what's going on with that. Doesn't have much volume. Doesn't have much volume. That's why you're gonna have to go kind of long with this. So can't really day trade that. TRMR. Tremor Video. Advertising and Marketing Services. What exactly do they do? A leading video monetization software company. Tremor Video. All right, small company, only $170 million market cap. Interesting for them to trade on the New York Stock Exchange, though. It's pretty interesting. But definitely a penny stock. You're looking kind of overextended now. Let's see if we can find the beginning of a top here. Let's look at the 15. Yep, seeing it in the 15 already. With that last 15-minute candlestick with today's move. But let's spread it out a little bit. Let's go back further. Okay, I see a little bit of the hook coming up. You're getting there. Put my 15 and my 30. All right, so yeah, you crossed over. All right, but it's fighting it though. I mean, it's fighting it though. It's definitely fighting it, but we'll see what happens. The hourly still looks good. You can use these higher time frames. You know, particularly I really like the 15 on a stock that's ran. You know, the 15 can sometimes be able to show you, you know, a confirmation of bearish, you know, movement coming into the stock. You sometimes, you know, yes, the 1 minute, the 5 minute, you'll be able to see it as well. But, you know, I don't mind being a little bit late by using the 15 because, again, I want to be sure that if I'm going to take, you know, a short and go against the longs, that, you know, it really is going in my direction. But on the hourly, you still got a lot of support for TRMR over the last several days, and you have yet to show any real weakness. Although the bands are getting a little bit tighter, you know, they're getting a bit tighter, so we'll see on that one. All right, but don't hesitate to use those hourly, those higher time frames, not necessarily daily and monthly and up, but, you know, 15, 30, 1 hour, 2 hour, you know, just for confirmation of a move. Yeah, we talked about FSNN. We talked about that earlier. Let me just look at that one more time. Fusion Telecommunications. We saw it yesterday. I'm actually quite surprised that you know, how many people came in it again today. Being that, you know, I understand they're buying a privately traded company, but damn, I mean, do people want it that bad? The play of the day was UNXL, but FSNN got their, you know, got their gains in too. They got their gains in too. Nowhere near what UNXL did, but I mean, they, you know, this stock made some money too. I'll give it to them. This stock made some money too, definitely. Solid play for that. Yeah. All right, so a couple more and then we'll get up out of here. Couple more, we'll get up out of here. Interesting enough, I like UNXL again tomorrow. We had Africa Emporium call up, and he said that tomorrow could very well run again. I believe him. I very well believe him. UNXL could have another great day. The Biotechs could have another great day. Be very careful because, you know, this deal that went down now, it's been almost, I mean, has it been a week yet on that GLT deal? On that guild, excuse me, not GLT, that guild deal? Or only been a few days. I can't exactly remember what day the deal went down. But I'm definitely going to be looking for a top in bio. Definitely going to be looking for a top in bio, because you got a lot of biotech plays that have no business running right now. Gold and silver are really, becoming, really doing some things here. We had HMNY today with a nice move. A couple of these gold and silver plays are kind of doing some things. All right, kind of doing some things. Choose carefully. I know you guys only like the spikers, though, and kind of jumping in and out. But I would seriously implore you to look at opportunities to try and swing some trades for multiple days, so you don't necessarily stress yourself out with the jumping in and out every day of what's running. Okay. And trying to get the meat of a move. And you're also going to become a better chartist when you do that too, when you start looking from things from a longer time frame. Yeah. We looked at FSNN just now, in fact. What is this company here? Reed. What is that? Reed carbonated soft drinks. All right. Yeah, got an unusual volume alert on that one. Almost over 500,000 shares. Only trades about 43,000 daily. But again, I'm very curious about this SYN. That SYN looks, man, again, that's probably too hot. Somebody give me a ticker that's going to run tomorrow besides UNXL. Somebody give me a ticker that's going to run tomorrow besides UNXL. For the people out there who got $500, $1,000, you're saying, hey, this is going to run tomorrow. Sal, somebody give me that ticker. BAA. All right. Yeah, we had BAA. We talked about BAA. That would have been the move to be getting out of today. RNN. Okay, somebody's talking about RNN. Let's look at RNN. All right, could very well have another day of green in RNN. Got a lot of RNN support. Damn, shit. AZFL, BTCS. Yeah, BTCS is looking for that next day confirmation, man. It's gotta get a green day. BTS has struggled with being able to get buyers to stay in. BW, yeah, I like BW. I'm still in BW. Still in BW, waiting for my 294 to get up out of there. BW, there's this man, I thought the sellers were out, but I'm looking at time of sales, and we still got people unloading. So I'm like, I thought you fuckers were out of there. Fuck. So I was hoping to get out of that by Friday, but damn, man, it's shit. It's already Wednesday, and but it's all good. If I gotta hold it for into next week, that's fine. INO. Let's look at INO. INO's got a chance. INO's definitely got a chance. INO's got a chance. I think we looked at this earlier. INO's got a chance for, and I'm not looking at it as a multiple day. I'm saying what's gonna run tomorrow. INO's got a chance for tomorrow. ELY. I hope some of you guys are writing these tickers down. I hope some of you guys are writing these tickers down for you to make some money on them. Because please keep in mind, I'm not doing this show for free. You guys make me good money, giving me your tickers. I appreciate all the minds in the chat room right now. ORKS. When people say, oh, why, how can you do this for free? Well, because, you know, a lot of you guys have some great tickers that you can make some solid money on. So it makes doing the show worth it when I can profit off, you know, the knowledge, the knowledge of others combined. You know, that's why we have the show. See, Baba, yeah, Baba struggled with today. All right, a lot of tickers coming out the door. MYMX, OTC. Yeah, look, that's been, you know, million shares today. All right. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, look, there are a lot of, you know, pennies out there that are in play. I'm talking, you know, quite a few stocks out there that are really dirt cheap that are in play right now, man. I mean, there are a lot of cheap stocks out there that are in play. You know, UNXL, BAA. I'm talking sub $1. You know, SYN. What else? GSS. GSS. This is one that's quietly been, you know, killing it over the last couple days, over the last 2 days. GSS. Let's go scroll up a little bit. You know, very similar to a lot of other gold charts right now. That's another sub $1 play. You know, and then you also got your one to threes. You know, your 1 to 3s. One stock in particular, not a $3 play, but a stock that maybe all of us here have taken, at least used the product, I hope anyway, is Groupon. I don't know if you guys have been following Groupon. Groupon's been, you know, now looking to break out. Groupon was a very shitty stock earlier this summer. And, you know, since June, it found a bottom. I've been watching this very carefully, and Groupon now looking to break out of its recent, you know, July top, late July top. And, you know, looking like it's going to find its way above the 430s. Looks like it's going to break out of 430s. And are we going to look at 483? Maybe. Who knows? It's warming up. But Groupon, you know, not too bad of a swing for somebody. Have we topped out? I don't know. You know, when I look at the weekly chart, you know, you're still working your way up there here on the weekly. Could very well find yourself breaking out of that. Again, breaking out of the 430s. 480 has been a wall for the stock, as you can see here, back in February. Also go back to, what is that? February of 2016. So is it looking for that 480 again? Could be. So it could be a very nice swing for somebody. Again, I'm going to have to be a little bit patient for that. Again, this is the weekly chart. You can go back, do your support and resistance lines on the daily to follow and kind of stay abreast of what Groupon is doing. Very, very liquid. Very, very liquid. You don't really have to worry about that. Ton of shares out there. And pretty volatile, as you can see by the chart. Pretty volatile. All right. Yeah, I like INO too. I do like INO too. I think Q-Tech brought up Baidu. Baidu 220. Look at that, trying to hold support up there. Doing a good job of it. It needed that. It needed today so bad. And held support pretty nicely. Let's see if it can do it again tomorrow. Yeah, just a couple more before we get up out of here. I want to make sure I got a decent list going into tomorrow. ACRX, Accelerex Pharmaceuticals, 320. God damn, that's an ugly looking chart, man. Shit. I don't know what this thing wants to do. But, yeah, look, it's biotech. Bios are in play. Decent volume today, 2.4. So the money's coming in. You know, again, we know what the catalyst is. But we've seen here that there's some better biotech plays. We had somebody in the chat room talk about INO. I like INO probably better than this one. Let's look at the INO one more time. Yeah, I like INO a lot better than what we just pulled up. More expensive, just slightly more expensive, but I like it better than what we just pulled up. I think we got a lot better upside here. All right, just based on the technicals alone. All right. Let me see here. Somebody brought up KL. Kirkland Lake Gold. Don't know what's going on with this one, but obviously it's been a solid buy and hold. All right, from the 6s, you've doubled your money on Kirkland Lake Gold, New York Stock Exchange Company. Hold on. Kirkland Lake Gold, KL. Damn, this shit has been on a fucking tear, dude. Yeah, it's been on a fucking tear, dude. I kind of raised my eyebrow up at this one because I do not remember talking about this one. Again, there are thousands of stocks, so I know we can't stay on top of all of them. And I honestly would have missed this one because the volume wouldn't have caught my scanner, because I don't even look at anything below 500,000. 325,000 traded today in the stock. So it's not the most volume, heavy play. But obviously, you got people buying this up, and it's had a solid summer. Going into September now, very, very strong. I mean, you're up 100% over the summer alone. Yeah, you're up over 100% on the summer. Well, if you go in, from early summer anyway. Not bad on that one. Not bad on that one. But again, I don't think that's going to run tomorrow. We're talking about stocks that can give us that 10% plus day. 10% plus day. And we talked to quite a few, pulled up quite a few tickers. And I think everything we pulled up could possibly do that. The most likely of all, definitely UNXL, BW, INO. Those could very well be our double-digit tickers tomorrow. But Biotech will definitely be involved in that. There's going to be one of them. Looking at CUR. This is one real quick. CUR. CUR, put that on your list as well, too. I like that. I like CUR. Neural Stream. Dirt cheap stock right now. After hours. We're at 137 after hours right now. Closed at 128. So I like CUR from where it is. Pharmaceutical company, can you say it's biotech? I know some people are picky on that. Well, it's not, it's pharmaceuticals. It's not biotech. Well, I mean, again, I like the oversold catalyst on it. You got a lot of support at these levels. I think you got a lot of, very little downside risk and a lot of upside risk too. You got a lot of upside risk on this chart. I like it. All right. NASDAQ play too. I wouldn't even, again, don't got to go greedy on it. Where is that at? 157. Yeah, the ride to 157, very possible. Even $2 could very well get there. We're at 29 on the yard, so I like CUR. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. All right. So, for those of you guys, again, on Robinhood, U-Stock Trade, TD, whatever, you guys can all participate in many of the stocks we talked about today. It doesn't require a lot of money for you to make some gains on, many of these tickers at all. Trade carefully. Again, I always suggest moving averages, but again, do what works for you. Do what works for you. Great tickers today, guys. Great tickers today. Yeah, the oversolds have just been doing well. And I just love the fact that You had a lot of volume come in today. So that's going to pique a lot of people's interest for tomorrow. Would have loved to come into it today myself, but, you know, the average was only 286 that's traded today. You had the 2.4. Definitely hit my unusual volume scanner, but I just didn't pick it up. You had a lot of tickers that were plus 15% for the day. This was on any other day, this would be in the top 5, but, you know, this is what was number on this one? Number 9 on the exchange today. So, up 12%. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, with that said, again, you know, great tickers today. Great show. I'll be back tomorrow again. You guys know this is what I love to do. I don't, you know, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I love it. I could do it all day, every day. All right. I'm mad that the exchange isn't open 24 hours. I feel like that's the next step, but, you know, we'll see. It's hard to keep a manipulated thing going when you can't sleep. So, and I all intents and purposes believe the market is rigged, but it is what it is. That's a whole different conversation. With that being said, let me get the outro out here. Actually, no, let me do something. I've been playing that. Let me get a little Rick Ross going here. All right. So again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for all the tickers. Kenny Nichols, Monkman, Andrew Gladness, Andres Minas, Cool Cats, Shaquille. You said, do I do Forex? No, I don't like Forex at all, man. I think it's a big fucking scam. Matt Cantu, Relative 9696, all my callers, Africa Emporium, Ken from New York, Samuel Castro, Michael B. Appreciate it, man. All the ladies, my truck drivers, my soldiers out in Afghanistan, soldiers out in Japan. Shout out to all of the people who watch this show. I appreciate you guys for watching. As always, until next time, trade well, ladies and gentlemen. See you tomorrow. I'm out.